I'm Jill Chodak. I'm a clinical dietitian at UR Medicine Center for Community Health and Prevention, and today we're celebrating Heart Health Month. It's February, and with me today is Ward Stare. He is music director at the Rochester Philharmonic Orchestra. Welcome.
Thanks, Jill. Great to be here.
I heard that you are doing something celebrating women at the RPO.
We are, yes. We have 2 weeks celebration of Susan B. Anthony, so 2 whole weeks of concerts on our Phil's series, and we're doing a lot of great music by women composers, and we have a couple brand new pieces, one world premiere, and we also have a playwright who wrote a piece called True and Devoted, which is a tribute to Susan B. Anthony. And then in the second week, we're going to do the opera that was written for her, about her, called The Mother of Us All. So it's a lot of really great stuff in the next couple weeks.
Centered around women, and so we focus kind of on women during Heart Health Month because it's the #1 killer for women, and that kind of stinks. And so I like to kind of pay attention to that, so thank you for kind of being here and talking through that.
Of course.
And so when we think about heart health, we think about saturated fat, cholesterol, and kind of, for me, I think about balancing the plate. And so whenever I have somebody in my kitchen, I say, okay, what do you want to do? What do you want to cook? And you said?
Chicken Parmesan.
Chicken Parmesan, okay. And I said, oh my gosh.
What's more heart healthy than that, right?
And so I'm never to shy away from a challenge. However, I've seen it done where you can make chicken Parmesan healthier, right? Like you can use different breading, there's chickpea, like kind of breading and stuff. I am not an Italian chef. I was not about to try and make chicken Parmesan. So what I did is I've ordered chicken Parmesan from a reputable place in Rochester, and we're gonna use it to talk about how we can kind of indulge on something that we really, really want, but also kind of balance it out so that it's more heart healthy.
Sounds good.
Okay, so right off the bat, you can kind of see.
Making me hungry.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna eat it, I promise. This is how it comes. And so one of the things that I just said was saturated fat kind of can contribute to increasing the bad cholesterol down. So when I think about balancing a plate, I think about minimizing saturated fat and adding fiber. Fiber is in all plant foods. So there is not a lot of fiber on this plate. So that's the first thing I want to do. So we're going to add some fiber. So all we're going to do is basically kind of balance this plate. So we're taking 1 cutlet. This is a yummy thing. And the saturated fat's going to be in the chicken and the cheese, right?
Not the breading.
The breading, not really, no.
Not so much.
The butter used, if there's butter in the breading, then yes. But any animal product is going to have saturated fat. No plant product, except for coconut, which is the tricky one.
Ah, okay.
Okay? And so now this is probably about the size, serving size of a portion that I would want, because it's 3 to 4 ounces. It will get you, which is the size of a deck of cards or your palm of your hand. Yep, and yours is bigger than mine, so, give or take, it's not an exact science. But okay, so that's
Does that
getting...
mean that I get to eat more?
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, so now we're missing the fiber portion, okay? Right. So we could do the starch, right? So if you want to kind of come over here and see the starch or grain, should be 1/4 of the plate. So I say starch or grain. The way that this balances the plate is starch and grain have fiber, but they also have a ton of calories. We're not watching calories, right? We're not watching calories.
Of course not. Yeah.
But it's just we have to allow space for the good stuff too, right? The fiber. So we could either take, let's actually go this yummy garlic bread. This is going to be considered a starch, so it would be 1/4 of the plate, right? So we got there. Now we have this huge gap. So 1/4, now we have to fill half the plate with something with fiber. So I was thinking that we could either do the spaghetti squash over there, or zoodle. So for this one, I want to do spaghetti squash. Does that sound okay?
Sure. Yeah.
So have you ever made spaghetti squash?
No.
Okay.
First time. I've eaten it, but I've never done it. I've never made it. So.
It's pretty awesome and really easy. So all I did was I preheated the oven to 400 degrees, cut this in half. That's like literally the hardest part.
I'm with you so far.
Okay, so you cut it in half. I put a little water in the casserole dish, flipped it over, and cooked it for like 45 minutes.
Okay.
Now all you have to do, and you're going to do this part, so grab that fork.
All right.
And it's not hot, I checked. You're gonna hold it with your hand and pull the fork like long towards you. Yep, down.
Like that?
Yep, should shred.
Just scrape it? Or...
Yep, you got it. You can't really do it wrong. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
And it looks like pasta.
It does.
So what's surprising about this is that spaghetti squash is considered, just keep going, can't really make a mess. Yep, go ahead, it's okay. You're doing it. It's gonna kind of be clumpy. Yep, you got it. Spaghetti squash is considered a non-starchy vegetable. The difference between starchy and non-starchy is just the amount of carbohydrate in there, which is not an issue really. I know people love to hate on carbs. I'm not going to go down that road.
I hear a lot about it, so yeah, but that's for another video, I guess, a longer video.
Unless you want to know about it. You want to talk about it?
Well, carbs, you know, I always, because for like performing and things like that, I always want to have energy, but I don't want to be logy, and so sometimes I think like I shouldn't eat carbs, but then I read that I should because it like stores the energy for later, and like, so how should I relate my carbs to my job and when I need to be like peak performance?
Excellent question. So all of that is true. So we need carbs. Our brain relies like solely on glucose.
Right.
Like protein can actually be made into carbs in our body. Fat can't, which is where the keto, all that.
Right.
But so kind of balancing your plate actually does exactly what you were just asking about. So you get fiber is a carb. Non-starchy vegetables, you can eat more of them, and they have less carbohydrate just in general and less calories, more nutrients.
Okay.
Starch and grain have more carbohydrate, right, per section. So that's why we only get like a quarter. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, and generally have less of like the little nutrients in them, but lots of the energy.
Okay.
So you could, if you balance it like this, then it should give you the energy and the nutrition that you want without kind of slowing you down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you want to try the little spaghetti squash here? I would put a little. So, you can use that fork. You might, if you need a knife, I got one. You can also probably try the chicken. I'm gonna let you like cut it or serve yourself there, right here. Yep. So just go at it.
Let's try a little bit of this.
Now you could also, so this is cooked. It was in the oven. You could saute this up. You could put some pesto on it. You could put some red sauce, right? It's different, so it's not like spaghetti.
No, but it's it doesn't. I expected it to taste really fluffy and like nothing, you know, but it actually has a lot of flavor.
Yeah, and so that's kind of where the squash like fits. Is just it gives you the consistency that you desire, but it also has the fiber, which is important for GI health, important for heart health. Just balances that plate out. So intuitively, you've minimized your saturated fat, helping your heart, and also that fiber is helping with a lot of other things.
I love it. I'm gonna have another bite.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
All right.
And we'll go at that chicken later. So we're gonna take. I'm totally grabbing this with my hand. That's what's happening. I want to. Okay. So next, we're gonna do another plate. Again, we're focusing on fiber. Maybe you don't want the starch. Maybe you're doing a paleo. Maybe you're some autoimmune diseases. They like gravitate away from the starches and grains. I honor that. It's just kind of whatever you want to roll with. So I'm going to show kind of, this is a little bit more protein, and we're going to fill the half plate. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So have you ever zoodled?
Not to my knowledge. No.
Okay. So it's also called spiralizing. This little handy dandy thing is a spiralizer. Okay. Don't cut yourself on it. Like, so these little sharp edges I have.
The blades in there. Okay.
This was like $10 at Wegmans a little while ago. Hey, Mer.
He's like, I know how to zoodle.
He's like, wait, here, have a zoodle. Okay. Here you go, babe. So what this does is it kind of gives you a different texture. I've done this for like Greek salads where I get bored having a salad all the time. It kind of gets annoying. So I've done this with cucumbers and stuff. I chose zucchini. Again, non-starchy veg because of the consistency. Right. So all you really need to do, there's this cute top, but we're not going to use that right now. So you're going to hold it. Let's see where it pops out. It's going to pop out here. Put your fingers here and just keep like stirring around.
I rotate the zucchini, not the
whichever one.
Not the shredder or whatever.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna let you do it. Here we go. And it's gonna pop out.
First time, folks. Here we go.
Nice. Yeah. That's it. Look at how easy it is, though. And
even a conductor can do it.
Hey. And so, it's nice. You can do this with potatoes. You can do this with anything, and it just it changes things up because I feel like it's easy to get bored with stuff, right?
That's cool. Wow, and they're all long. It's like they're connected. Long strings.
So you could cut this up as you get closer to your fingers. Let's protect those.
That's
those important fingers. Yeah. You would put that on, and you could sit it, but you can stop at any time.
I'm into it.
Right?
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Okay, and I'm gonna turn.
I'm gonna zoodle all the way.
Okay, you go all the way.
Oh wait, that was 2 months ago.
I'm gonna preheat. So basically, I don't enjoy raw zucchini. That's just not something I dig. There are many raw vegan zucchini recipes out there. They're wonderful. It's just not my jam. And also, if I'm trying to kind of mimic the pasta I want it to be hot. So I've just preheated a cast iron pan. I use cast iron just because I think it imparts flavor more. And I just put a little olive oil in there.
Cool.
Okay, and then we're just gonna kind of flash saute it with some spices, and that's it. And then I'm gonna put a little like lemon on there, and then we're gonna add it, and we'll eat it. And that's
All
it.
right.
How do you generally cook at home? You grill?
I usually, I do grill, and the rest of the time I just stand around and chat and watch my fiance do it. So. She's a very good cook. So.
Very nice. Okay, so I'm just checking to make sure it's hot. So with cast iron, it takes a little bit longer. And so we're just gonna make sure it gets good and hot so that we can sizzle because we only do 2 minutes. Okay. And I also like always burn my hands. But we're gonna go.
Feel that heat.
Right? This is like a new stove. It's so interesting to see how it works. But okay. All right. So you want to take that plate and dump those puppies in there?
All right.
Just the whole thing. Yep. Right in there. We can put yours in probably too.
Oh yeah. All right.
Got it. I feel like it's so funny to be with you and not have music in the background, to be honest with you.
You can put some on.
Right. Okay, so let's add salt, pepper. Let's just like kind of go through the gamut. Grab something.
What's this? Oh, garlic powder.
Yep.
Yeah?
Do you like garlic or no?
I do.
Okay, so yeah, let's open it and like put some on there.
All right. Tell me how much.
That's good, probably, right?
All right.
Let's do
Onion powder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I assume since you put these out that they're all going in.
Yeah, they're all going.
All right.
Do you hear it like sizzle? That's
Nothing.
good. You can't really do it wrong.
All right. That's my kind of recipe.
Right? Well, and that's the other thing here. Except you can get a lemon seed in there and then let it kind of.
So that.
Do you smell that lemon?
I do. Is this? No, you just use.
I
this.
use
What
that
about
salt and pepper.
Ooh, what kind of salt is this?
Himalayan salt. I love it.
Wow.
It's just it's a different. I don't know. I just like it. I like it because it's pink, honestly, and then it also does have other nutrients in it.
Tell me when.
When?
Cool.
Yeah, right?
So you went all the way to the mountains to get this salt?
Ha, I did. To those beaches.
Oh. Tell me
Yep.
when.
Yep, go for it. I like a lot of pepper. That's probably good, right? Do you smell this?
Yeah.
Right,
Smells
so we
good.
got probably like 1 minute on this, and then we'll try it and wrap it up.
Okay.
So if you cook zucchini too long, it'll get kind of mushy and gross.
All right.
You want to grab the plate behind you and you'll just kind of... So what you could do is if this looks like... Whoa! If this looks like too much zucchini for you to handle, oh my god, look at this, how long this one is. Then you could do half spaghetti squash, half, but really it's just kind of what you want to do.
Yeah.
So let's try this.
Cool.
Here, here's your knife. I'm going to swap spots. This is yours.
All right.
I'm going to cut this one for us though, because I'm going to try it too. And then, so can you tell me if we wanted to see these female composers, kind of like where people could go to...
Well, all the information about these programs can be found on our website, rpo.org. Oh,
keep going. I'm going first.
And you can find some more information on my website too, wardstare.com. And we've had, yeah, let me, hold on.
Right, and then, so like you could
That is
totally put cheese on here, you could totally put pasta sauce on here, pesto, anything.
Okay.
Again, we're minimizing the saturated fat here for heart health. And by doing so and adding fiber, we can really kind of embody a healthier diet.
Cool.
A more balanced plate. But anyway, okay, so you're
It's good. No, I was just going to say that we've had a lot of great support from the Susan B. Anthony Museum and House as well. They're very cool, the folks over there. Actually, we were, on their day off, they let us come over and see the house, and everything was really wonderful. And they were talking about how she was really healthy, and she focused on a healthy diet and everything, which I thought was fascinating. I mean, she was way ahead of her time in so many ways, but I guess her diet was very, like fruits and vegetables, and she drank a lot of water. They were telling me, I remember, but people back then didn't know that. So
very, very ahead of her.
But their website, that's what made me think of it, is susanb.org, so you can check that out too. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for
delicious.
joining me.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. Thank you.
This was awesome. Thank you.
This is good. Bye-bye.